Hi, this is Chris from the Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from Political Voices Network.
The conflict is a very broad term. And what I think we need to understand is what happened on Saturday and what is happening right now is very different than what's been going on with the Israeli-Palestinian conflict over the last 2 decades. Saturday was a horrific terrorist attack, as brutal, as depraved, as monstrous as anything that we've ever seen. When you start beheading babies, you are in a different category of human being than I'm familiar with. But that's not the Palestinians. That is Hamas, a terrorist organization.
Thank you. So that was Representative Dan Goldman, who, thank God, got out. He and his family got out, was in Israel. But see, this is and this is how I should know better than to get into
Twitter fights.
I'm sticking to bike and dog pictures from Twitter from now on. But yesterday, that's the tweets I had seen. Danny Gold said President Joe Biden confirms pictures of the beheadings. Good time for some people to go back and delete tweets. They won't, though. They'll double down. Another said Biden tells heads of U.S. Jewish organizations it matters that Americans see what's happening. I've been doing this a long time. I never thought that I would see and confirm pictures of terrorists beheading children. So, again, as obviously Dan Goldman, and you were talking about the report, one of the reporters that reported it,
right,
stands by it. Yeah, so again, do I have personal knowledge? No, but I'm not going to have personal knowledge because I'm not going to look at any pictures or videos of that. So anyway, it's just, but to quibble about which which atrocities are happening or not is just, it's a waste of all of our time. We just have to, with one voice condemn this morally, whether it's, happening to Ukrainian citizens. Oh, did you see Zelensky might go to Israel to stand in solidarity with them? But it's just to try to even pit the Ukrainian people against the Israeli people now, as some Republicans in Congress are trying to do, let's take their aid away and give it to Israel. I mean, Dr. Redlener will be a great person to talk to about that in just a little bit. And Rachel Bidikofer said Israel is prepping to do a ground invasion in what will be the most challenging tactical operation we've seen since D-Day. Thousands of Israeli soldiers will die precisely so Israel can limit civilian casualties. I heard them talking this morning on TV about that is the difference. I'm not saying horrible things, Jody, have not also happened to Palestinians.
Of course.
And that I agree with everything Israel and certainly Netanyahu has done. But, Israel does not specifically target civilians, and they were saying they're going to use every technology that they can. Experts were saying that to obviously limit civilian casualties. There's 150 Israeli and American hostages in there, so I'm sure they're going to.
It's such a densely populated area in Gaza. It's insane how densely populated it is.
Yeah.
And they don't have bomb shelters, so it's.
Yeah, and that's why I was talking to Malcolm Nance yesterday that I've seen too many movies. I'm thinking, can I don't know, Mossad and the Navy SEALs go in and blah blah blah, but it's just it is such a difficult situation. But anyway, I mean the fact that there's going to be so much more bloodshed is just heartbreaking.
It is.
Karen in Chicago, hello.
Hi, good morning, Stephanie. Hi, everybody. And hi, Sean. I have not said hello to you. It's so great to see you back in studio.
Doesn't it bring hope to your heart, the youngins? And by young, we mean 37. Yeah.
It does. This is my fear. I was watching Nicole Wallace, and she had I'm going to say it wrong, the Israeli Defense Force, one of the leaders on, and she was just talking about, look, we're warning people, if you are in these buildings, get out of these buildings because they are not going to be there. And this is my concern. We don't know where the hostages are.
Yeah.
Right.
What, you know what I mean? That scares me. That scares me a lot for, the people that are being held, number one. Number two, this whole situation just shows why we need strong leadership. And thank God President Biden is in there. And, and because you have the Republicans, on the other hand, who are doing nothing but running their mouths to help the situation. Tuberville holding up all of these nominations. They're making us less safe and less able to, lend the assistance that's needed to
by
meet
the
this
way,
moment. And
that's the other Twitter fight I got in. Lindy Lee tweeted about Tuberville, like holding up the military stuff, and and he said to protect women and children, he's going to hold up aid to Israel and everything. And you're like, Israel, where they have abortion on demand?
Yes, they do.
So you're going to hold, but you're not going to protect the women and children in Israel. I mean, it's just, they make no sense, Karen. I morally or any other way at this point. Did I lose Karen? Oh, maybe she thought I slammed her into a heartbreak, but I didn't. Wait a minute.
Wait,
oh.
did
I'm
you?
here.
There
she is.
there you
There
are.
she is.
I didn't do it.
I'm here.
I didn't touch
I
anything.
saw that.
I didn't do it.
I don't
Okay,
know.
go
It's
ahead.
the ghost in the machine.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I mean, it's just, the whole situation in, the Republican House where they can't even get their stuff together. I mean, I suppose the one thing that it just shows for everybody to see, and anybody that is a rational person that votes Republican, so that they can see this is who the Republican Party are. They are not interested in doing anything to help anybody, and cannot meet the moment when we have a real potential for a massive war going on. And I mean, I was watching on Twitter, and I'm sorry, I'm kind of all over the place.
Yeah, that's
but
all right.
on Twitter, I was watching one of the leaders of Hamas, who, by the way, they're not even in Gaza. Those guys, those cowards, created this situation. They're not even in Gaza, and they're talking about how they're going to basically they're going after the U.S. for holding Palestinian prisoners. So this is a real powder keg that, it's not going to be an easy fix. But, then you have Republicans who are just, they're not helping. They're not helping the situation.
Yeah, I just saw this terrifying headline. Report, Hamas calls for global jihad invasion of Israel, attack Jews worldwide on October 13th, which is tomorrow, Friday the 13th. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah. No, it is astonishing. And then in the meantime, too, we've got our own stuff going on around here. And I was telling your screener, Krista, that I think that, and, just kind of bringing it back home, just President Biden, I know that the economy is good. All the reports point that the economy is good. Jobs are, people are working, but this is the issue. And people are going to the grocery store and they're paying double what they should, or what we were paying before. And it's like, and I know that it is price gouging. I just feel like Democrats need to get out and say that, like, confirm and validate what people are feeling, because you can tout a healthy economy and show all of the great numbers, and all of that is true. I believe it.
Yeah.
However, people are feeling it out here. And I mean, I literally, what would have cost me $45 before, I went to the grocery store and it was $85. Yeah. So it's like, I know it's like they don't have a party.
I did the other day, I guessed the gas price. $138 to fill it. And I have an SUV because I have had a giant dog exemption. So liberals don't come after me. I've had giant dogs for years. So I have it's a 2006 with like 60,000 miles on it. Jody's still beating me at that.
At 2002 with 56,000.
Anyway, but my point is $138 to fill my tank. I mean, and this is one of the factors, Karen, I keep talking about, is particularly look at what's going on now. If you don't think Russia, for instance, and Saudi Arabia are going to do everything they can to make sure Trump gets back in, they will jack gas prices to the, $11 billion. Yeah.
Yeah, and we have a party on the other side of the aisle that is unwilling to do anything to address it. If they really care, it's the same thing. They love the chaos because it's what they can use to stay in power and to use as a cudgel against their opposition. Yeah. But it is like, it's really, it's just beyond. Yeah. It's beyond. I don't even know how to feel about it or even express it anymore. It's just something has to give here.
Yeah. Yeah, it is constant. It is hard to have, chaos in the world. In watching this chaos in Congress, I think it's making us all feel just unsettled. What does Bob Sesko always say? Like you're leaning back in your chair and you're, afraid you're either going to fall or it's just okay. By the way, this is a fantastic guess. The quote that you're going to get spectacularly wrong. Hamas apparently knew how to get around Israel's Iron Dome defenses. They probably learned this from Iran. Iran almost certainly got the information from Russia. And who gave it to Russia? Sure looks like it was Donald Trump at the request of Putin. Who said that?
Mr. Spacely.
No, that was Thom Hartmann, who's smarter than all of us
smart.
and my 11 billion listeners put together.
Yeah, he's very smart.
But thank you. It's just, we're going to get to, like everything else, we're going to get to the bottom of this. Like we were just open the show saying that apparently Jack Smith knows why Trump took the classified info or who he gave it to. Yes. Oh, Jody has made the international symbol for money. Those of you just listening on the radio. Okay. Yeah, here's the one. Lindy Lee said, wait a minute. Tuberville claiming he's destroying our military readiness because he wants to, quote, protect women and children from abortion. But the same Tuberville is also hampering U.S. efforts to help the women and children who are being raped and murdered in Israel. Got it. That's this party. And as I keep saying, Israel, where they have abortion on demand. Really? Tuberville? Like, they have no governing principles of any kind other than hurt Biden, hurt America. Mm-hmm. Here's a good, this is a good summation. Hold on. TC on Twitter says, if you're trying to keep up, the Republican clown car can't expel an indicted felon, Santos, because a child sex trafficker, Gates, ousted their speaker, and no one has enough votes to replace him except maybe the guy who covered up continuous sexual assaults of multiple student athletes, but was endorsed by a different rapist who is currently facing 91 felony counts for fraud, tax evasion, leading a violent insurrection to attempt to overthrow our government, and providing top secret information to our enemies. Mm-hmm. That is an excellent summation.
It is.
Am I supposed to say, allegedly? Okay, so
Chris isn't here.
I'm just reading a tweet.
There you go.
All of that.
That's not on you.
Allegedly. Okay. So
Chris isn't here.
Yeah, that's right. He's ipso facto's on vacation. Sean's here. He's not. All right. Rich and yeah, which one is alleged? Some of them it's not alleged. Mm-hmm. It's proven. Yes. Hi, Rich in Palm Springs. Hello.
Good morning, everybody.
Hello. Good buddy every morning.
I'm really happy that we gained a Jody on the show.
Yes.
And Miss Travis, but it's really awesome to hear Sean and kind of miss his dry, random comedy.
So
is it possible to keep him?
Well, this is why I have a giant hydration system because of how dry Sean's humor is. It's an arid desert in here. There's tumbleweeds. No, Sean, can we say what you're doing? No? Oh, Sean is okay. No, Sean is.
So Sean has another gig.
All right, he's in the CIA. All right, you got it out of me.
Now we got
I'm sorry.
killed. Now
he's
he has
a spy.
to kill us.
Oh, I'm sorry. There it is, my first drink of the day, Z-Biotics pre-alcohol probiotic. Many of you know my story. I stopped drinking wine for 3 years during COVID, during the lockdown as part of a health reset. Now I drink wine in moderation, but this is an amazing new product. I've always believed in probiotics. And Z-Biotics, check this out. You drink just one of these. It's the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. I am using this and I feel great in the morning. I don't have to worry if I have an extra glass of wine, I still feel great in the morning. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. I've always had acid reflux problems. It is this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. Z-Biotics produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. All I know is it works. It is Z-Biotics pre-alcohol probiotic. Go to zbiotics.com/politicalvoices or scan the QR code on the screen right now.